is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bit. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So, sticky and horrible. So yeah, yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now.
We were made for each other to hold on to. I was carved out of redwood beneath your moon. I was birthed in the mountains under the sun. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the ground no more. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. We are living the dream together out here on the road, and our love takes center stage at every single show. But lately you've been distant, and I don't know what for. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no We were made for each other to hold on to. I was carved out of redwood beneath your moon. I was birthed in the mountains under the sun. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed.
Good afternoon all.
Oh, sorry.
Good afternoon all. Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for coming over. As you can see, some awesome work as always by the hashtag week. So thank you very much to each and everyone who took part and sent me photographs in. I hope I haven't missed anybody. I went through emails twice, so hopefully I've not missed anybody. But like you say, like I said earlier, it's your interpretation. There's some different styles and different shapes, and some were resin, some were colour, some just natural. So really nice to see. So thank you very much, each and every one of you who took part. Right, so this week As it says in the title, I'm going to try and do an end grain bowl. I didn't come up with this idea. I went down to Barry's Woods Creation the other day, cut some wood up for him, and I cut some blanks for him so he could have a go at end turn. And I thought, you know what? Actually, I'm going to have a go at doing a bit of end turning today because I didn't know what to do. Sat there this morning wondering what I was going to do to create the link, and that just jumped into my head like that. So I've
God,
got
that
a
was
piece.
painful.
It was painful.
Mm.
So I've been cutting wood this morning that I had. So this is a piece that's been freshly cut this morning. It's still fairly green, so it's gonna move a little bit. So we might rough turn it and then leave it depending on how it comes out. Because, like I say, it's I've never turned end grain as in a bowl before, so I'm not sure how it goes. If we get a lot of tear out, if we don't get tear out, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to get over to the lathe and start roughing this down, getting the bark off of it and things like that, while Nick welcomes you all in.
Well, hello everybody. So we have Woodturning by Colin, Malcolm Douglas, Doug Miller at Woodspin Around, Michael McEwen, Paul Findlay Woodturning at Home, Susie Swiss Woodturner, Dr. Bob. Oh, he said bright and sunny morning with severe electric thunderstorms projected for the afternoon.
Ooh. Who's that, Dr. Bob?
Yeah, I knew it. Do it. I knew, no. Oh.
Move that out a little bit. It's a bit too close.
Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks, Roy's the boy. We've also got Malcolm Douglas, Brian at Hartwood Turning, Graham Brown, Copper Owl Woodturning. We also have Ivy Woodshed. Amy as well, Rain-Soaked Victoria, William Kenny, Steve Fleming, Michelle, better half of Brian. That's what I should say, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Michelle, the better half of Brian. We also have Roger Kent, Paul Heighton, the Greasby Turner, Rex B's on as well.
I'm going to get wet.
It's not raining.
Oh, I know, it's really wet.
Woodwork Learner's on as well. Shane Hurst, Len's Handcrafted Wood Signs. Pete from Twisted Trees.
That's sopping wet. Sopping. Let you see the water there.
Barry's Wood Creations.
Barry
Said lovely array of mushrooms. Well done, everybody. Brian said excellent contributions, guys. Thank you all for taking part. I know I've got my wrong teeth in this morning. Terry Bartlett's on as well. Robert Bortwood. Like I said, if I've missed anyone, just Steve Fleming. I think I said him.
Nicola.
If I've missed anyone, just put a comment in at the bottom, and I'll Oh my god! Everything's just going in the bin.
Move the bin over a little bit. Let me shoot him in the bin. That's it.
Look! That is going everywhere. Gentleman Woodturner's on, him and Kim.
Hi,
Hiya,
Kim.
Mark.
Hi, Mark. Happy birthday, Mark, for yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday for yesterday, Mark.
Right, so get that bit of bark. You can see that's absolutely ringing wet, that bit of wood. Ringing.
ringing.
Ringing wet.
It's going everywhere. Oh, apparently you've got an echo.
What's that? Let's do that then. So why is that on? That should be better now. Try that.
Michelle said, thanks, Nikki. Brian said, I don't think so.
Oh, Brian.
You won't be getting your cup of tea?
Hang on, I need to spray that tool rest because if not, it's going to make that go rusty. Put some WD-40 on it.
Oh, we've got someone new not heard before. Turn Again Krafts.
Ah, good afternoon.
So, oh, Kev at 9K Creations is on as well. Ward Wilson's on as well. Oh, he said, guess his mushroom didn't make the cut.
Who?
Ward Wilson.
Was it not in there? I thought it was in. I don't know if I'll check. Like I say, I went from emails twice. I will double check. If it's not in there this time, it will be before it goes out on YouTube tonight.
Seiko Designs on as well.
Good afternoon.
Oh, Kev said he's making carrot peelings, Nicky. By the way, I think it's Mark's birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
When's your birthday, Mark?
Just that it was on Facebook yesterday. Unless he's just greedy and celebrating early.
Having two. He's a queen.
I suppose when you get to his age, you have to have two because you don't know how many more you're
Can't
going to
remember when it is. Brian turning things around on as well.
Hi, Brian. How you doing? Oh, it's coming off nice. Nice bits.
So Turn Again Krafts. He says, I've been around for a while. Just a name change from Mark Whittington.
I see.
Old Man Riverwood Turning's on as well. So you'll be pleased to know we will be preparing vegetables today. One of the hottest days of the week, and I'm doing a blinkum roast. Stupid woman. Hey ho. Needs must and all that.
So I'm using a 1/2 inch Simon Ho bowl gouge to rough this out. Because it's in spindle orientation, you could, if you wanted to, use a spindle rough and gouge. But
Apparently I've got an echo now.
oh, for God's sake! Why has that come back on then? I just turned it off. Oh no, well, yeah, it's perhaps because I just changed camera. Yeah, so you could use a spindle rough and gouge if you wanted to, because it's in spindle orientation. If you was doing a piece in with a bowl blank, or you was doing it in bowl orientation where you've got the end grain on the end here, then using a spindle rough and gouge is a big no-no. Only on spindle orientation wood. So if the grain's going down the length, not across the length.
Is my echo gone now?
Could be. I've turned you off completely.
Is it my mic any better? Mark says he's having a birthday weekend.
Ah. So we're going to be putting a tenon on this.
Right, my sound's okay now. God forbid that you can't hear me.
Lucky people. Lucky people.
I don't have to be here, you know.
You do it in the contract.
Yeah, but I still ain't got my contracted hours. Woodwork learner said he can hear the chopping perfectly now. Pete, don't be horrible. Yeah, but Steve will be pleased to know there's only one Nikki now. Oh, I've done it again. I clicked a button. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, Steve, what have I done? Oh, jeez. Why is it saying live in 25 minutes? Look.
You've done this long enough.
I know.
You make sure I lost all the chat now. Oh no, there it is.
Todd put Steve and Nikki fight as much as Terry and Brian. Chris said even your accent sounds okay.
Right, a little bit more speed. Look at the water coming out of there. Look. I know it was green, but my God. Let's have a look. Oh, saturated. A little bit of tear out in there, but it's actually a pretty bit of wood. Don't know what. I ain't got a clue what the bit of wood. I've actually got this fixed to the lathe with a faceplate. I think it's the first time I've ever used it since I had the lathe, to be honest.
Mark said, Kim says minimum wage has gone up now. Nikki, have you mentioned it to Steve yet?
I'm giving a double. I'll tell you what, Kim, because it's Nick, I'm going to double her wages. Whatever she got, I'm going to double.
Christine and Michael Hesseltine are on.
Oops, Christine and Michael, hope you're both well.
Stop eating it.
I'm not getting wet. So if anybody's got any tips for end grain green wood, there's your time to share them.
Where's Terry today?
I know he might be out. I would imagine he's doing his summer out. Oh no, he can't do his summer house because the bit didn't come, did it? He might be out.
Not at.
Yeah.
You should not just at.
Don't be silly. Why have you? Terry don't take Ruth for lunch. That's the other way round.
Yeah, I say Ruth normally takes Terry.
So we'll get a tenon marked on there. Find our centre. Get a pencil. No, a ruler. Where's my ruler? So there's
You rugler.
So we'll put a tenon on there. Like I say, I'm going to rough turn this.
Brian sent $4.99 wages for Nikki.
Cool.
Minimum wage is higher than that, I'll have you know.
Don't push your luck, love. Don't push your luck. So I'm going to make the tenon oversized.
Benjamin's on.
Hi, Ben. The reason being is because when it starts to settle, the tenon might go out of shape.
Colin at Turn and Links is on.
Right, Colin.
He said a hook tool is good for wet and grain. Wet end grain, sorry.
We was talking about a hook tool a few weeks ago. I think that was me, Brian, and Terry. Oh, actually, it might be Wayne as well. I think that's when Wayne was in.
Chris does put Steve, wait until it dries, just saying. Don't be silly.
Well, I'm going to
He likes a challenge.
I'm going to rough turn it. But like I say, I'm going to do the tenon slightly oversized.
Dr. Bob said, please remember to make the foot bigger with wet end grain because it will compress more. than
Yeah, I
dry
have.
wood.
Yeah, I have. So I'm just gonna obviously lose a bit of this off the top here. That'll be about the depth of my bowl once we're all there. I could give it a little bit more shape, I suppose, just to get a little bit more out of it. So one final pass with the 3/8 bowl gouge.
Oh dear.
We'll leave that there just in case we have to.
Justin?
Just in case the telling goes that bad, we ain't got the room.
Woodwork learner said if that wood was any wetter, he'd have to dry his TV.
That is really wet, really, really wet. A lot wetter than I thought it was going to be, actually. So obviously we can't sand it. So we're just going to be getting it ready for turning. So we'll just take this bit off of here.
Ah, that's close. Oh, very close.
What do you think you've got?
Jennifer at Craft and Creations is on.
Hi Jennifer, how are you? It's that wet, it's blocking up my bowl gouge.
Pete said, damn, just vacuumed up my wax tin opening penny. Brian's fault, saw his name and got guilted into cleaning up.
Empty that vacuum cleaner, Pete.
Oh, you nana. I put in the wrong thing.
Good thing with green wood is you get nice ribbons off of it.
Nice smell.
That's me, baby.
No. Doubt it. I said nice, not sweaty. My sister got Steve a wicker t-shirt for his birthday, didn't she? It said they call me the Woodturner because King of the Lathe would seem a bit arrogant. I thought it was brilliant.
Oh, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Get out, fly.
Two
Right,
seniors on.
Hi Joe, how are you? Right, so we've got to get this removed. I really ought to put a bigger set of gripper jaws in this.
Oh no, Ben's had a really bad start to the day.
Why?
His cheese and onion crisps are unsealed, so they're stale.
Oh no. Is it a new pack, Ben, or is it a pack you found in the cupboard that you forgot you opened?
Well, he's just said, Ben, stick them in a hot oven for 5 minutes, but not the bag, lol.
Just drop that.
Oh, dear. Steve,
What?
I've lost my chat. I just hit something on the keyboard. I just dropped the carrot on the keyboard.
You're a liability.
I know. Sorry. Thank you.
Jeez, it's like having Brian in there with me.
Mm.
Right, so I'm going to bring the tail stock up for that because I'm not 100% confident with that tenon in there. So I will bring the tail stock up for
You know
a little
why,
bit of
don't you?
support.
You need a 20 in there instead.
Yes. Okay, babe.
No.
This is why you're not a wood turner.
This is why I chop the carrots. Do the housework.
Alright, so we'll bring the tail stock up to that. And we'll use that just to hold that secure while we take some of that middle out. We'll do
Brian said nice grain on that.
It's a nice bit of wood, isn't it? Don't know what it is. I got given it Christmassy time. So we're just going to level that front off. And then we will...
Copper Owl said, what? Steve dropped something? Lol.
No.
Pete's got a question. Steve, as you have a double tenon, you should put a mortise in there as well. He's put loads of laughing emojis. So it's Kev's birthday yesterday. He said his daughter got him a brilliant set of Forstner bits for his birthday, and Karen got him a thin cut off tool.
A fin or think?
Thin cut off tool.
Parting tool. Right, let's have a look at that. Right, so let's get rid of some of this. So we go into camera. We want this camera. Is that too close? It's a bit too close. Move that around just a touch. Right, so I'm just going to gradually nibble into this to get rid of a lot of this, and then we'll see how it goes. I'm going to be using the 3/8 bowl gouge. And we'll see how well it comes out. There's no real ribbons on, well, there are little bits of ribbons. But...
Dr. Bob said, one serious drawback to wet wood is where you are through for the day, the water spit from the wet wood causes an embarrassing wet spot in your pants. That can be embarrassing to try to explain. No, we're used to Steve wetting himself. Gets excited easily.
I was going to comment to that, but... So it doesn't like if you take a big chunk off at a time. And it blunts your tools really quick. Really quick. So let's just give that a sharpen up. Turn that off. So that edge has gone on that within a few cuts, but saying that we did use it on the other one as well, didn't we? So sharpen that up. Bum, 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 bum. Bit of tear out, but obviously it's ingrained, so you expect a little bit of tear out. Very bouncy.
Always going chop, chop, chop. Pete
Mate.
said, Steve, remember this is end grain. You should be back hollowing.
I was just thinking that, Pete, funny enough.
Kev said Steve needs to look at the 40 grit.
Once you can get a nice ride on it, you get a nice ride, but...
Is it still wet? Oh, obviously it is. I suppose the lower you go, the wetter it is it?
Saturated. I want to try and leave it about 3/4 of an inch thick. That's what I want to try and leave it at. But we're going to get to a stage where this hail stock's in the way. I wonder if a bigger gouge would be better. Let's try the 1/2 inch.
Ooh, hands are yuck. Let's stop wiping my hands on my clothes. Oh, Mark said earlier to drill a hole in the middle.
Yeah, but I want to keep the tails. If I do that, I can't keep my tail stock up there. I want to keep the tail stock up for support at the minute. So I remove some of it, a lot of it. If I drill a hole down the middle, then I can't keep the tail stock up. So I wonder if I get the Simon Hope on it and back hollow it, whether that'd be better.
Brent said, Steve, check the tightness on your chuck.
Oh, you think that's coming loose, Brent?
Dire emergencies on. Don't know who that is.
Dire emergency. Still tight.
Wesley Hannah's on as well.
Hi, Wesley, how you doing?
Kev said, who else thinks this is going to be the first and last time with wet wood, lol?
I don't mind the wet wood thing, but it won't be the last. That might be the last time with end grain.
Listen to this. Brian says, Michelle says you should be checking that tenon as it's wet wood. See, she does listen. Mike Evans is on.
Hi, Mike.
Dire emergency said, what's the wood today? Missed the start.
Yeah, it had green bark, brown bark on it. I don't know what it is. It smells.
Is that the bit you got from Barry yesterday?
No.
Oh.
No, that's bone dry. That is.
I thought you said that's what you was turning.
No. I'll show you the bit of the bark if I can find a bit of bark. No, all the bark's gone. I don't know what it is, to be honest. Don't know. It smells fruity, so I don't know if it's a fruit tree or not. There was some wood I was given Christmas time. A lady in a local village rang me up and said she just had some trees cut down. And I've just spent the morning cutting them down, really.
Wood Wizard Collins said it's very messy and will rust the lathe in seconds.
Shouldn't do stainless steel bars, shouldn't. If you oil your bed, you'll be fine. If you don't oil your bed, then you won't be fine. That's why I oiled my tool rest.
I'll tell you what, I think you and Dr. Bob must have a bit of psych stuff going on. Because he
Well,
just said, before I turn wet wood, I spray my lathe bed on any parts that will get wet with WD-40. That is a must for rust prevention.
prevention even.
That's what I said, didn't I?
Yeah, well,
Prevention. Brian says, looks like you cut that down on the way home yesterday. It's that wet. Door 60's on as well.
Hi, Andy. How you doing? So I've gone to the Pro Hollower. The reason being because the handle's longer, so it gives me a little bit more security.
Wesley said, just rough turned a piece of Douglas fir that came down about a week ago. Wet, looked like I'd been out in the rain by the time I was done.
Wow. This was cut just before Christmas.
Before Father Christmas visited.
So just move this back a little bit, since we're using this. So I'm using the Simon Hope Pro Hollower now. And like I say, I've got it in a long handle, so it gives me a bit of security. So when I try and get this about 3/4 inch thick, really. So still got loads of meat in the bottom of that. Still got loads of meat in the bottom. But it's definitely cutting out better with this than it was to the bowl gouge, because obviously this is designed for end grain.
Dire Emergency said, I have done Lalande a week after it came down. Thankfully, I had a shower curtain to contain the spray, but it did look very bedraggled afterwards. Well, more than usual.
I've done some conifer.
Roy said the wood he got the other day was only cut a few weeks ago.
Conifer's not a bad bit of wood. It's just you got to treat it with a little bit of respect, because if not, that just splits open really easy.
I can't do two things at once, Kev.
Do me?
No, me. He said there's a bit of a pattern going on. Chop, chop, read, chop, chop, read.
Bum, ba, bum, bum.
Bum bum.
Right, so let's check the depth. We get too carried. Oops. We get too carried away. Oh, we're only there. Got loads of room. Got loads. So I think we can afford to lose that tool rest now, or the centre post, tailstock even. Oops, tailstock even.
Brent said, "Is this going to be a twice turned piece?"
It will do. I'm going to turn it to 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to bury it in its own shavings. Leave it for well, as long as it needs to, really, until the moisture content comes down. So that's going to be a couple of months, I would imagine, maybe a bit more. And then we'll basically get it out and return it. See how out of shape it goes. I think it's already going out of shape from what I can see.
Yeah, but they're always like it. They're nicer. Woodbridge Colin said, "Nice grain."
Smells nice.
It's not smell-o-vision. They don't know.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Smell-o-vision.
Not really.
Yeah, especially if you're on.
Don't know why I take this abuse from you.
Because no one else will have you.
I could be in cleaning the downstairs bathroom.
Like I say, nobody else will have you.
Woodbridge Colin said, "What's the moisture content?"
About 200%, Colin. Don't know, mate. I ain't got a meter.
I thought you had moisture meter.
No.
Oh. Woodwork Learner said, "Steve, we all get out of shape the longer we're left." Dr. Bob said, "When I turn wet wood, I use shower curtains hung everywhere, anywhere the spray and shavings will reach. I also make sure my electrics are covered, especially my wired remote control." Brian made me laugh. Michelle says, "You should lose a bit of the rim to get rid of the branch inclusion. That's a great place for a crack to start."
I'm going to be taking it down in a minute. Just get rid of some of the bottom out of this.
Apparently there's an open day at Ely on Saturday.
There is.
You can't go.
No, I can't go, no.
As our baby's going to be the big 1/8. Yorkshire gets on.
Cycling.
Brian put, "She must be paying attention to someone." Perhaps she's a secret YouTuber watches other people's lives.
She's obviously been watching someone who's good because she knows what she's talking about. It certainly moves it quicker. That's just took a ½ inch out there in that short period of time. So about another ½ inch out there. We're about right.
Perhaps when you're not there, Brian, she's sort of in the workshop having a little go herself. Michelle's put Nikki in laughing emojis. Girls are good, thanks, Amy. The oldest one moved out. She's been in her house now 2 months.
2 months.
I know. I think she's realising what comes with having your own house. It's the cleaning more than anything else. And then not long ago they got the puppy, so
The dog of Satan.
yeah, she's alright 1 minute and then she's like possessed by the devil. She's a clever little thing.
Too clever for her own good.
But they don't know whether when they got her that she was younger than what they told her. Now, because of how tiny she is. But yeah, and then the youngest one's really happy now because she's got a bigger bedroom. So that bit was sorted out last week, and she had a new bed, and Steve's just put her bedside tables together, haven't you, mate? So she's really good though because she doesn't keep a lot of rubbish. She's like, no, don't need it. I'm going to throw it, get rid of it. So what can go to charity's gone to charity. What's going in the bin is going in black bags to take to the dump. So had a lot of decluttering going on, haven't we, mate?
Yeah. Better blooming time. Right, so I've taken that down now, Michelle, to pass the inclusion. So,
Any other tips, Michelle?
is there anything else I need to do?
Have a drink.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Have a drink.
Have to keep reminding him because if not, he gets himself a bit dehydrated. Don't worry, it's not alcohol.
I'm waiting for you to lend me yours, Glyn. Since you don't use it.
What's that?
Pro Hollow.
All right. How are your girls, Amy?
So that'll do because we just have to reshape that. So the question is, do I put a little bit of oil on it to slow it down? To slow it down from drying out? Or do I just bury it in a bag of its own shavings that are wet?
Di said it did look like it was moving pretty quickly.
Yeah, it is moving pretty quickly.
Right, so it must be when I'm sleeping, Nikki. Only time I'm not in it, apparently. Norman Greenwell's on.
Hi, Norman. How you doing?
Or is it his sister-in-law's in Bangor?
Bang. So do I put? I heard someone told me before that if I coat it, if I put baby oil on it, it'll slow down from drying. But I don't want it to take forever to dry.
Saying just check the chuck again.
Well, I finished turning it anyway.
Woodwork Learner said, Steve, it looks like it's already changed shape. And then Glyn said, oh, how very dare you. Roy said he can smell that wood from here.
It's fresh.
Glyn said, no, Glyn, because they want it out of the house. Wrap it in cling film.
But I wrap it in cling film. Will that not stop it from drying?
Oh, what have I done with my knife? Here it be.
If I thin turn it, Susie, it'll crack. It's too wet because you can see in the bottom here there's some cracks already starting to come in the bottom there where it's drying out. So it'll just crack if that's really thin, I think.
Doug Miller said paper bag with its own shavings.
There's a problem there.
Got a paper bag.
I ain't got a paper
Cardboard
bag.
box. Same thing, innit?
I can do a cardboard box if I can find one. That's not big enough.
Tara's on. She said seal it with PVA glue.
Really?
Glyn said it'll slow it down a lot.
Oh, right, okay. Looking for a decent sized cardboard box.
Dr. Bob said garage shops are always a year-long humidity problem. Summer with fans and dehumidifiers, and winters with heater and humidifiers. Kev said, has the bottom started cracking?
Yes, it has already.
Robert Bortwood said cardboard box with wet shavings and check once a month, Steve.
I'm just looking for a decent sized cardboard box.
Woodwork Learner said, check your back, Steve. Nikki can't find the knife.
She wouldn't do that to me. She's got too much to lose if she kills me off.
He ain't got no life insurance. Boys the Boys said, in a bag with wet shavings, I've been told before. Dara said, been sat here watching, not talking. Lol.
I don't need life insurance because I'm never going to die.
Colin at Turn Link said, when Nikki isn't looking, stick it in the microwave.
Ooh, she'd kill me. She would.
No, I
kill me.
wouldn't, because I want a new one, because I hate that one.
Right, so
you could do it, because then you buy me a new one.
Wet shavings in the box.
Brian said he used a box.
So we want some big
Brian
shavings.
says, Brian's he says, seal the bottom with PVA.
Oh, really?
Brent said, weigh it and check it every month. When the weight is stabilised, it's dry.
That's a good tip, actually, Brent. I'm going to weigh it.
Kev said, when you take it off the chuck, you may find the cracks are already all the way through. Mark Beeson said, seal it with chestnut. End seal works great. Just takes 6 months to dry. Oh, there's lots on there. 1, 2, 3. 4,
Actually, I'll
5,
mark
6,
where
7,
the
8,
chuck
9,
is.
10, 11.
Number one, mark where that is. So we've got a locating point just in case we need it.
Yeah, you got some light poles to turn.
Oh, yeah.
Like before Christmas.
I won't go that far. Right, so the weight of that is now, wow, 1,190 grams.
You write that on your box.
I wrote it on the bottom of the bowl. 1,190 grams. And what's today's date?
16th.
16th of the 4th. So we'll bury that in a box of shavings. Packet full of its own moist shavings. I like that word. Just for Ben, that was. I've got some ones already that I turned ages ago. I've got enough shavings to fill the box up. Alright, so box full of shavings. I will stick that in my storeroom.
Now you got a bit of room.
Now I've got a bit of room, yeah. So
Right.
when I was
Nice to see
out,
everybody, and well done with the mushrooms, and we'll see you next week.
so when I was cleaning out my storeroom, I found a leg. No, I'm joking.
Right, actually, let's just go through this chat quickly, because I was just tidying up quickly.
So I found this box.
No, shush.
Okay.
Pete said stick it in the oven. No way. Dr. Bob said a quick trick, fill it with unbleached rice.
You lot just want to get me in trouble. That's what it is.
Kev's asked, does rice make it dry super fast? Yep, he's put the date on it, Kev, so he must have read his mind. Colin said rice is great for drying out wet mobile phones too. Brent said, did you leave centre and marks on both sides?
Yep. Well, I marked on the tenon.
Susie said, make sure you take it out of the box regularly. It will go mouldy if you don't change the wet shavings occasionally. Pete said, as that was just for Ben, you could put it in a bag of soggy crisps.
What, salt and vinegar? Are they the best?
Roy said, camera.
Camera? Well, you got enough, Roy?
Bob said, yes, but you have to rotate the rice daily. Also, you can put wet rice in big bacon tray in the sun.
I think that's it. I think that's all of them. So these is what I turned.
These
is what I turned. Absolutely, must be a year ago. But the bark has come off of some of them. So I might just finish one of these now, just to finish it off. Cool, look at that. That's really curved. Really curved, that one is. That's not too bad. Mind you, the bark's come off of that one. Bark's come off of that one as well. And that one. Ooh, we'll have a good one.
well, if you pull it.
Sound like my mum. See if we
Don't
can
even go there.
Oh, that's definitely out of shape. Definitely out of shape.
Susie said that she had a friend of hers only turns wet wood and has plenty of experience with that. He no longer uses wet shavings because of the mould. He now wraps wet turned bowls in cotton sheets and opens these out to air occasionally, less mould.
These were in their own shavings, and these haven't gone mouldy.
I've got a set of cotton sheets if you want them.
No, right. So the problem with this is the bark is not very good there. So I've got a feeling that bark may come off. So I might as well pull it off, to be honest, before.
Woodwork learner put bonfires dry them quicker.
So I'll pull that off before it comes off and smacks me in the face.
I've got to pop in for a minute.
So we'll just reshape the back of this, I think. Just see if we can get a bit of a shape on it. So a nice sharp gouge. Take that off of there. Put on a camera that you guys can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reshape the back of this. That is really... I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Right, so I'm going to reshape this. That is really unflat. So what I'll do is I will flatten that out on a linisher when I've shaped it and finished it. So I'm just gently going to reshape this. Just check that. See what that's like. So we've not touched there. We've not touched there. So we'll go again.
You should see the mess on the floor. Kev said it's all that central heating, Steve, kills the mould.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Don't want no mould. I don't mind central heating, but I don't want mould. So it's just there still. So I'm just going to sharpen this gouge because it's not actually, I've just changed the blade, that's easier. So one more pass and that should just get rid of that little bit.
Just one more pass. Just one more pass.
I'm going to take the recess off of it, Doug.
Sorry.
So once I've because there's quite a lot of meat in the bottom of there. So once I've reshaped this, I'm going to do that on a linisher and flatten that off, so that'll all be gone eventually. So now, obviously, I need to take this off of here because this bark is going to come off anyway. Oh, the other one did. That one's not, but. So we've now got the back, so we've hit everywhere we need to be. So let's get a bit of shape on the inside.
Kev said surprised he didn't use a Forstner on it as well.
Sorry?
Kev said surprised he didn't use a Forstner on it as well. Dara said, turn a check and point on the inside, then reverse it to turn outside, then flip back around to turn inside.
That sounds like a lot of hassle. I could just use a linisher to clean the bottom off. That's definitely moved a lot because we've cleaned there, look, and there, but we've not touched that bit there and that bit there. So we need to take a bit more out of there.
Malcolm Douglas said, back from lunch. Not done yet, Steve.
Say again?
That's a different one now, Malcolm. Said, back from lunch, not done yet, Steve.
It's the second one.
That's one he made earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Shouldn't have sat down.
Do, 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 do. Right.
Oh, excuse me.
So we can go a little bit thinner. Go a little bit thinner on this wing. So I've got a tight corner there, so I'm going to get a 60-degree grind on that. See if we can get around that tight corner with a 60-degree. So we don't get the bouncing that we've been getting. Which just finishes up a little bit better.
Oh, dear. That one's not making so much mess.
It's because I'm only taking little thin passes off. So we just want to take there, want a little bit more out
We didn't find any money, did we, when we were sorting out? So
No. Just need a little bit out of that corner there.
take care, Susie. Susie's off. She's got an appointment. She'll watch the rest later. Wishing you all a lovely afternoon.
See you later, Susie. Thanks for coming over. Hope you have a good day.
Brian said camera.
I've done it. I've done it. I've just done it. That's much better. Much better shape. Just a shame the bark came off, really, and I just had to take it all off and sand the edge. So it's nearly double the thickness in the middle. But like I say, I'm going to get on the linisher and take off that shaped tenon on the bottom there. So
Kev said this one will help dry the other shavings.
right, so I think we're ready for sanding. So I'll sand the inside, but I'll leave the outside. Well, actually, I can sand the outside, and we'll finish it off once we've taken the back off of it. So get some extraction on.
Be glad to get back to work tomorrow for a rest.
For the next, what, 6 weeks?
Yep. Well, actually, we've got 2 bank holidays in that as well.
Oh, no, life being a teacher, and that.
Not a teacher. Teaching assistant. Enchanted Wood Designs on.
Good afternoon.
Said, who needs bark? Kev said, just fibre brush the edge, not sand it, Steve.
Yeah, I might do actually, Kev. Just got a little bit of a tear out in there. See if I can get out with a bit more of this. If not, we'll have to do it stationary.
What causes tearing?
Sometimes where the grain crisscrosses, and when you're cutting it, could be where you're pushing too hard when you're cutting it. Could be a blunt tool. Dodgy bit of wood.
Malcolm said he hasn't got you working as well, Nikki. Yeah, I have to work.
She wants to spend all this amount of money, Malcolm. She has to earn it.
Kev said, Nikki is an assistant. You work harder. Remember, I know from experience.
It's just get a bit of, see if we can just get that out.
I do love my job. I think these holidays have been busy because of sorting out like stuff with Casey and that, and then my niece moved into her house yesterday, so I was there helping her a bit as well. It's certainly been a busy half term, this one has. Because we had to sort out in your workshop, didn't we, mate, one day?
Yeah, trying to get rid of some of the stuff that's been sat here for years.
We've got, what, must have 4 boxes of old photos to go through. We bought from Steve's grandparents that we never got to go through.
That's better.
Pete said, I quite like my Sunday afternoon turn-ins to be influenced by Steve. Think I'll turn a wet sponge today. Kev says he's going to turn a Victoria sponge into.
Oh, Victoria sponge.
You got some still?
I know I have. And I'm going to enjoy that this evening. After my Sunday roast.
And we've got Malteser cheesecake as well.
I thought it was banoffee.
Nope.
Biscotti or whatever it was.
Nope. Scoffy went to Lauren's.
Oh! That's just wrong. Should I give them the Malteser one?
No, I promised him I'd make him a biscotti one. Kev said, Nikki, never throw away memories. No, we're very. It's just photos that they've perhaps took when they've been on holiday, and they're just some of them are a bit random.
There were my nan and granddad's photographs. My granddad was a
Yeah.
bit of a click-happy person with a camera. Anything that's got nan and granddad in it, I won't get rid of. Right. Let's get the grits.
We even found like old books and that, didn't we? Like dating back to, can't remember what was the oldest one we found? 1853.
Yeah, something like that.
That's what Steve had for his birthday cake as well, Kev. Victoria sponge.
It's huge. It was 2 foot across to get all the candles on it, Kev.
I've got to make a biscotti one for work, but I ran out of soft cheese, so I've got to get some tomorrow. And
Lack of concentration there, Stephen.
yeah, that's the trouble, Kev. You don't know where a lot of them are taken, and we've got random wedding photos of people we don't even know. But we won't get rid of them, they'll be stored.
We'll get rid of some of them.
Oh, yeah. Send
keep
some
them all.
over to Steve's mum as well. That's an evening job. He's sitting there with the telly on, I think, going through photos.
Do, 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 do.
Woodwork learner said if I cleared things out that had been sat there for years, I'd be throwing myself out.
We've got stuff here that's been sat here for 6 or 7 years.
Pete said, is that because you used to gate crash weddings for the buffet?
Mm.
No, that is. I have albums from bike rallies, wet t-shirt, and wet Y-front pictures. Said Kev. It's nice because his nan and granddad used to like go dancing, didn't they?
Yeah.
They're really good, and there's a lot of his nan dancing, and they used to go on like these bus holidays, and didn't they, coach trips and stuff.
They did.
There's also some very blurred ones.
That's unfortunate. That's Grandad's photography skills. They're in the days before digital.
On thimbles, didn't he? Used to have thimbles from everywhere. We've got 4 like shelves of them. Never know what to do with it all. Kev said our rallies were never sexist.
That's pretty. Look at that. That's a pretty bit of wood, guys. So just need to clean this edge up here.
You have fun cleaning that up.
What's that?
Your workshop.
Where's Casey?
No. She's got rabbits to do.
Yeah, you'll be lucky.
No, we're going to do them after the live.
So I'm just going to get rid of that sharp edge there. A little bit of a round on that.
Chris Dodd said, Kev, that's a mental picture I can't get rid of now.
What? Kevin, his wife fronts.
Kev said we now have hard drives and other drives full of holiday pictures we never look at. Yeah, we're a bit like that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Malcolm said when we cleared my mum and dad's house, we copied all the photos onto DVD and the family had copies. Dr. Bob said when I was much younger, like in my 20s, I did an all-day demo of turning ash green bowls, shirtless in the park to impress the girls. Later that night, I had a big brown semi-permanent strip on me.
Question is though, Dr. Bob, did it impress the girls?
Steve did that to frighten her away.
Not in my younger days.
Now we found some pictures of Steve in his denim jacket and his skin-tight jeans,
And my hush puppies.
white socks.
320.
Andy, the Valley Woodturner Bundy Rose on.
Hi Andy, how you doing?
He said late has been up the farm watching Lammen.
Oh, wow.
Bet the kids loved that.
You didn't take the kids.
Yeah. He went on his own.
That's 1,400 if I can find a bit. Huh. That's typical, isn't it? It's dirty and that's just stain that now.
Oh, is Terry's entertaining, I think, this weekend.
Is he?
Were they with us last weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they got family over this weekend.
I know he
Ruth
said
said she was cooking, didn't she?
yeah, but that was,
Remember?
he was going to get his log
Summer
cabin done, wasn't
house.
he? But
Yeah.
the bit didn't come, so. Right, so I'm going to oil that. I'm going to put some citrus burnishing oil on that for a change.
Robert said you'll need a wet and wet back to clean up the workshop, Steve. Enchanted Wood Design said the club went to see a cowboy hat turn. The wood came out of a water barrel. I took pictures and notes for the newsletter, so was covered in big wet wood head to toe. Dr. Bob said no, but he didn't mind them trying to wash the stripe off.
Look at that, that's pretty.
It's nice.
So we just put a little bit on the back. Like I say, I'll have to refinish the bottom anyway, so I'll oil it now, and then when I finish doing what I'm doing, I've got to do this afternoon, I will re-oil it again.
Need to see if we can get the lawnmower to go as well, really.
I won't with no petrol left. I know I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Well, you know what you need to do yesterday.
Yesterday,
Tomorrow then, don't you?
I need to get some petrol.
Yep. So did I, but I forgot it. Not petrol, obviously, diesel.
I like that. It's pretty nice. So we just burnish that off, and obviously with that you're supposed to spin it up and burnish it off, but I ain't putting my fingers in there, so we'll just burnish it off by hand. And I'll give it a couple more coats before we actually finish it. I'll get the bottom finished later on and then get some pictures up of it. But that's the principle of it. Just remember with your oiled cloths, leave them out to dry before you put them in your waste paper bin, because they could spontaneously combust and cause a fire. So leave your cloths to dry naturally, or like I do, I've got some magnetic trays, I just lay them in a magnetic tray, so if they do, then they ain't going to go no further than the metal tray. So let's get this out. State of my workshop, it's everywhere.
Kev says very nice. Steve Woodward said nice, Steve. Kev said nice hint there, Nikki.
So,
It does need cutting. It's nearly up to the washing line. The top of the washing line.
I'm going to say it goes around the washing machine anyway, but there you go, nice little bowl. Like I say, I'll flatten that off with the linisher, flushing that right down.
Oh my god, that's going to take you ages.
And then I'll just re-oil it. But another
Smells
couple of
nice.
coats of that citrus burnishing oil, and that'll look nice.
Very nice.
So, right, let's come back onto.
Enchanted with Design said looks good. Malcolm said looks good. Steve.
Thank you very much. So there you go. Nice to see a bit on there.
Colin
Nice little
says very
dish.
cool, mate.
I've got a belt linisher on there. I'll just run it on the belt linisher just to run that flat, so I get a nice flat level. Just
Fire
gently sand
Emergency
it.
said very nice. You've inspired me to head out to the Empire of Dirt to see if there's something to turn from the log pile.
It's
I was like,
always
Steve
some.
cut some wood this morning. I said, is that for turning? He went, you cheeky git. And I went,
No, you said that for
no. I
burning.
said, is it for
You
turning?
said
And you
burning.
went, no. And I thought, oh, I'll start stacking it on the log pile then for the wood fire. He went, no, I've got to treat it. I was like, oh.
Got to
So
treat
he's
it with rain
lucky
for
because
him.
I knew he started packing it onto the wood pile.
She
So
said burning. She
I
said
didn't. I
burning.
said turning.
Burning, you said.
You don't listen.
What?
You need a hearing aid, I think.
What?
William Kenny said, great job, Steve. Robert Bortwood looking good, Steve. Woodwork learner, Steve, you need Brian over to help clean up. Brent says, looks great. Wesley Hannah, very nice, Steve. And Kev said, hashtag week up later, question mark.
Yes, it will be up at 6 o'clock. I will just make sure that Ward Wilson, I didn't get Ward. Actually, I'll check on my phone now. I'm sure I didn't get an email from Ward. But I will just double check. Oh, I did get it, and that should be in. If I got it, it should be in. If it's not in Ward, I apologise, but I will add it before the video
I'll play
goes
it
live.
now and I'll watch it and then we'll see if it's on.
But it will be it will be in before it goes live tonight at 7 o'clock.
Ward says, nice, Steve. Kev said that'll be the accent, that be. Roy said, nice, Steve. Looking forward next year to the other one.
Yeah.
Door 60 said, very nice, Steve.
Got 5 more here I might have a play with in the week.
Got a lot of time in the week.
No, a hint. No, I've got club meeting tomorrow night. Committee meeting Wednesday night. Got to get that van finished. So, yeah, maybe not in the weekend.
Ward said, no sweat. No, he will make sure it's on for tonight. Chris Dodd said, part 2 in a couple of months will be good.
We'll see what's in a box there. So I will leave it there for a week. And then I'll check it, weigh it. And if it's as it decreases in weight, then once it stabilizes, I think it's going to be a while because it's quite wet, really, really wet. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I will finish this off sometime today or whenever and get some pictures of this up. Thank you everybody for coming over. I will play the hashtag before we leave. Because
if you remember.
If I remember. So as always, thank you very much for everybody for coming. Thank you very much, Dr. Bob. Thanks for everybody for coming over and joining us. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope it's been a little bit of insight. Like I say, I've never turned an end grain bowl before, so we'll see how that comes out. Yeah.
Barry said, nice job, Steve. Thanks for Friday.
Not a problem, Barry. Anytime. I'm now going to cut that big bit of Europe you gave me, Barry, into chunks. So wish me luck.
Treat it, don't you?
No, don't need to. That's really dry.
Kev put Nikki Brill show, Steve.
Thank you.
Malcolm said, thanks both. Very good. Take care all.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right, so if I don't see you before, I'll see you Friday night. Terry, I believe is Terry on tonight? Have you put his link in?
Nope, I haven't done nothing.
Oh, put his link in.
Let's see if I can find it.
There'll be no live tomorrow from Brian because it's the 360 club meeting tomorrow night. So there will be no live from Brian.
What is it? He's not Terry now, is he? He's Heckington Arts, isn't he?
It's Terry at Heckington Arts.
It's not coming up.
What? Just type in TJ Turner then. Oops, don't want to be doing that, do we?
No. There's nothing in there, I don't think. Not yet.
What, no link?
Nope. Not that I can see.
Let's have a look.
Apparently he is.
The 16th of the 4th at 7 PM tonight. There you go.
Oh, you got it, have you?
Yep.
Oh, I've just put it. Go on then, put it in them.
Just can't get the staff, I tell you. Just can't get the staff.
Colin Woodbury said, ta-ta for now, all stay safe and happy turning. Enchanted Wood Design said, was fun. Woodwork Learner, thanks Nikki, Steve and everyone. Take care and have fun. Bye. So the link's in for Terry tomorrow. Who else is on? That's it, innit? Because you've got the meeting tomorrow night.
Yeah, Terry's on at lunchtime. No, Terry's on tonight at 7 o'clock. No Brian.
Who's on lunchtime tomorrow then?
Paul Finley, I believe. I don't know if Paul's got the link up for it or not.
I'm not looking because I couldn't find Terry, so.
Let's have a look. Paul Finley. Yep,
He's put
tomorrow.
me.
Copy link. So go over and check Paul. This is Paul's link for tomorrow. If you're not subscribed to Paul's channel, then please go and do so. You mean Posh Terry? Yeah, Posh Terry. We all call him Posh Terry now because he comes from Heckington. Right, anyway, right, we're going to go. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming over. I will play the hashtag again now. And like I say, thanks for coming over. Have a great week. Take care. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
We were made for each other to hold on to. I was carved out of redwood beneath your moon. I was birthed in the mountains under the sun. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. We are living the dream together out here on the road, and our love takes center stage at every single show. But lately you've been distant, and I don't know what for. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. We were made for each other to hold on to. I was carved out of redwood beneath your moon. I was birthed in the mountains under the sun. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed, you can't see my face in the crowd no more. Something's changed.
That's all, folks.